Welcome back to Digital Intelligence Lab. I'm Dow. You know, Maya, it feels like every time we log on, there's another AI headline shaking things up.
Hey everyone, I'm Maya. Seriously, Dow, it's wild. We're not just talking about AI drafting blog posts anymore. Now it's, can it make the next viral video or even reinvent your whole brand's vibe? It's a creative leap.
Exactly. Today, we're diving into what generative AI is doing in 2025, how it's overhauling content, creativity, and the stuff companies are actually rolling out. So, if you're wondering what's hype and what matters, stay with us. Coffee or tea in hand, right?
I've got mine. Let's get into what's new because the pace is honestly dizzying. Every big tech player seems to be racing to redefine what AI can do for creators.
All right, Maya, let's kick things off. What's catching your eye lately in generative AI news?
One of the biggest shifts, OpenAI just rolled out their own browser, ChatGPT Atlas. Imagine, you surf the web, but now your AI is built in, suggesting stuff, answering questions on the fly. It's less typing, more chatting with your virtual co-pilot.
That sounds like the kind of thing we'd see in a sci-fi movie, but now it's just a Tuesday, apparently. And then Apple made waves too, right? Their WWDC 2025 event had some jaw-droppers.
Exactly. Apple dropped Apple Intelligence, and now, across iPhones, Macs, even Vision Pro, you get on-device AI models, live image generation in something called Image Playground, and seriously smarter visual tools. It's like the devices learn to see and create all at once.
Funny thing, Apple's new ad keeps playing everywhere. Good stories start here. But is that just marketing, or do you think they're hinting at something deeper?
I actually love the shift in that message. It's not just filmmakers telling stories anymore. It's collaborative. You're co-creating with AI, bouncing ideas back and forth, making something you couldn't do alone.
What really stands out for me is how generative AI is moving from being a flashy demo to becoming a must-have business tool. Companies are no longer just experimenting, they're building entire workflows around this tech.
That's so true. If you're a big brand and you're not jumping on these generative platforms, you risk getting left behind. The tools aren't just fancy art generators anymore, they're foundational. They shape how teams design, market, and connect with customers.
It's like, yesterday, AI was a bonus. Today, it's the backbone. And for anyone listening, whether you're a creator, marketer, or just curious understanding, this shift isn't optional if you want to stay ahead.
Absolutely, and as these tools keep evolving, it's not about replacing creativity, but supercharging it. The real question now is, how do we use them thoughtfully? We'll dig into that more after the break.
I bet a lot of folks are wondering, after all these headlines, what features are actually worth getting excited about? There's so much hype, but what's the real game changer on the horizon?
I love that question, because for me, the biggest thing is these multimodal generative tools. Imagine combining text, image, video, even audio creation, and having it all just work together smoothly. We're seeing rapid progress, especially with models like GPT-4, 5, and GPT-5 pushing those boundaries.
I've noticed that too. It feels like the lines between different types of media are blurring. Writing a caption, generating a video, even mixing in music, it could all happen inside one tool pretty soon.
Exactly. And what's wild is how much more affordable and user-friendly it's all becoming. I mean, a year ago, half these things sounded like sci-fi. Now, they're getting closer to everyday reality.
That actually reminds me, there's a lot of talk about running AI models right on your device, not in the cloud. How big a deal is that?
It's a huge shift, honestly. Apple's been promoting this already, with on-device models. The benefit is twofold. Your data stays more private, and everything happens way faster. No more waiting for a giant server farm to spit out your result.
So, for someone worried about their private photos or voice being sent off to who knows where, this could be a relief.
Absolutely, and it's not just about security. There's a real improvement in latency too. You want that podcast filter to kick in instantly, not after a laggy connection.
While we're on the topic of smoother experiences, it seems like AI is quietly sneaking deeper into the tools creators already love, think video editors or design apps. What are you seeing there?
Honestly, it's everywhere now. Instead of learning some totally new AI app, you're getting these powerful features built right into your favorite software. So you might be tweaking a graphic, and the AI jumps in to help with color correction or even generate a new layout.
That makes a big difference. It keeps the creative process flowing, rather than breaking your stride to open a bunch of separate tools.
It's like having a silent, super fast assistant sitting in your workspace. Tools evolve, but they're also becoming invisible in the best way.
But let's be real, there's a flip side. For all the cool possibilities, some concerns keep popping up. For starters, who owns the stuff you generate, especially if it's your face or voice mixed in?
That's a tough one. Imagine uploading your photo, then finding your likeness in an ad you never agreed to. And it's not just the output, your style, your voice, the unique way you create could all end up feeding these models in unexpected ways.
It gets even trickier when the AI's output looks polished, but hides mistakes like hallucinated facts or weird biases you might not notice until later. Or even accidentally creating something that crosses into copyright trouble.
That's why, if you're using generative AI for things like podcast, art, or videos, it pays to double-check. Keep tabs on which assets you use, how your likeness is handled, and whether you're on the safe side legally.
Still, I have to admit I get excited about the upside. If you're careful and a bit strategic, it feels like AI can move you from overwhelmed to unstoppable.
Totally! When you use these tools wisely, they don't replace your creativity, they actually multiply it. Suddenly, you're producing more, iterating faster, and spending less time stuck on frustrating tasks.
It's like having a creative superpower, as long as you stay aware of the risks, right? I think that's the sweet spot, staying curious, but also vigilant about where the tech is heading.
Couldn't agree more. The future's wide open for creators who treat AI as a powerful sidekick, not a mysterious black box.
Before we sign off, let's hand our listeners a set of tips they can actually use this week. No fluff, just real talk.
I'm ready. First up, don't hesitate. Just dive in. Pick a generative tool. It could be for text, images, or even short videos, and actually make something with it. The fun part is letting it become a regular part of what you do, not just a weekend experiment.
That's a good point. It's so easy to tinker, but making it part of your day-to-day is how you get real value. Speaking of value, let's talk about staying safe while you're experimenting. Honestly, with all these new tools, people forget the basics. If you're using your own photo or even your voice, always check the fine print. Know what you're agreeing to.
Totally agree, because once your data is out there, you can't exactly reel it back in. I always make sure to save my original files somewhere safe, just in case. And it's wild how often people skip reading how their work gets used by the AI platforms.
It's tempting to just click accept and move on, but a minute or two could save you a lot of headaches later. Now, let's talk about something you always say: combining human creativity with AI. You've mentioned before that AI should be more of a creative partner than a replacement. Can you give us a real-world example of that?
Absolutely. Think about writing a blog. Your unique voice and story are what draw readers in, but you can use AI to suggest headlines, tighten up your intro, or even generate images to make it pop. At the end of the day, you're still the brand, and the AI just helps you shine brighter.
That actually reminds me of those design apps that throw out a bunch of templates, but it's your tweaks that make something stand out. Hey, speaking of standing out, I feel like the landscape keeps shifting. What about keeping up with the latest trends? Lately, every time I blink, there's a new AI update or a regulation change. How do you keep track without getting overwhelmed?
It's honestly a full-time job sometimes. But following a few key tech news sites or creators helps. Plus, I set up alerts for big announcements and try to check in once a week so I don't get buried in info overload. Staying plugged into the conversation gives you an edge and sometimes a sneak peek at what's next.
You know what's next right now? That inevitable moment we beg people to subscribe, but let's make it fun this time. All right, Dow, here's your cue. Let's ask our listeners for a little love in the most non-cringe way possible.
I'll give it my best shot. If you enjoyed hanging out with us, tap subscribe, hit that bell, and let us know in the comments what kind of generative content you're itching to try, or maybe which AI tool you want us to review next.
And honestly, we read every comment. Tell us what you want to hear about, and we'll tailor our next episode just for you.
Thanks for spending your time with us at Digital Intelligence Lab. Until next time, keep exploring, stay curious, and let's make the most of this wild digital age together.